Hey guys, Dustin here, and today we're continuing our little series on the guns that we use at Marksmanship Camp. This Savage Mark II is the newest addition to our lineup. We shoot like, I don't know, it's close to 20 or over guns at Marksmanship Camp, but this is the Savage Mark II, the FVSR. So I think that's fluted, varmint, and suppressor ready. And so it's the Mark II, just like all the other 22s. It takes a little box magazine right here. They have a 16.5-inch bull barrel that's fluted. This stock is a Boyds stock. We'll get to that in a second. They have a rail on the top, which some folks call a Picatinny rail. Honestly, I don't think it's within spec. If it's anything like my the rail that came on my 338 Lapua, it is way different than, it was more like a Weaver style. And of course you have the ATOne trigger and an oversized bolt handle that makes it real nice and easy to run. But then of course we have the threaded end of the barrel, the 1/2x28 standard, so that you can run a 22 suppressor on it. And honestly, that's the reason I picked this gun. I went to the website at Savage, I'm like, that one's threaded and it can take an optic, let's go. And so we did, and the kids ended up loving it. Now what it came with though is this flimsy cheap plastic stock. It's got some flex, but the worst of it is that this comb is super low. It seems like Savage just solves putting an optic on something, at least in a tactical sense when they like to dub it that, and they throw a rail just on top. When you do that, let me drop down this comb. I mean, it's that scope is stupid high, and you're going to need some extra low rings, and honestly, you're still going to be high even with the extra low rings that I have it on because, well, you know, because you have that almost a 1/2 inch of rail space there. So not so good. And Boyds was actually cool enough. They saw us doing it with this, you know, cheap cheek riser, and they sent us a stock without us even asking for it, and it worked wonders. This is the ATOne Stock, and check it out, laser engraved Marksman Camp logo. How cool is that? But just with one push of the button, you can adjust your comb, and oh, y'all can see that as well. So you can adjust your comb just by pushing the button right here. It can go up and down and even off, and then the same thing with the butt stock itself. Push that button there. A little stiff because I haven't used it much, and you can adjust the buttstock as well. So dads can shoot it just as easy, and then let your kids shoot it just by adjusting it as well. But honestly, once we kind of have it, the kids at Marksman Camp seems to do just fine with the setting that we use. Just like any other, the Savages, simple bolt, it cocks on raising the bolt itself. The safety is super stiff. I almost never use the safety because I like just leaving the bolt open when I'm at the range, and it is really difficult to push the safety off, but it's really easy to flip it on. And so you will accidentally flip that safety on just by running the bolt and not realize it if you haven't had the practice in getting in there. Of course, their Savage ATOne trigger, if you're not familiar with that, that is their safety sear right there, and it is user adjustable just by a little tool up to 6 pounds, I believe, and it comes around 2.5. Well, mine came, I was throwing it on this Wheeler scale this morning, and it's like at 2 pounds. I had about 5-shot pulls. There was a few ounces difference between each pull, but it showed, you know, right around 2.1 was my 5-shot pull average, and so that's pretty cool. Okay, on this Boyd stock, you also have QD slings inserts installed right away, and 3 of the sling adapters here that you also put a bipod on. And they even have customizable. I haven't even taken it out of the package yet because this felt so good. But you have handguard that goes a little wider, and pistol grip. If you have a little larger hand, you can do that too. There's one thing, the magazines, kind of like a one thumbs down on these. They're a little bit cheaper on the manufacturing, and you got these little tabs here. Let's see if we can set this down and focus in on this a little better. But you got these little tabs right here that like to separate. So for instance, on this one right here, you can see how it kind of separated, and so it gives the lips an opportunity to spread, which we have it marked with an X because you put 5 rounds in there. Dropping it doesn't help. Okay, you put your 5 rounds or even less. What it's going to do is it's just going to pop out, and like it's kind of like a jack in the box. All of a sudden, all your rounds go everywhere. So, all right, there's 5 right there. Hey, we did good so far. All right, but just whoa. Okay, yeah, like a Jack in the Box, and then you lose 5 more rounds, so forget that mess. But I did call Savage. I'm like, hey, is this normal? And by reading some other reviews, I found it kind of is, but they're like, no, it may have been a bad batch, and so they sent me new ones. So if you have trouble or issue with your mags, call Savage up. They're great at customer service, and maybe they'll send you a few replacement magazines as well when yours fall apart. The 5-round mags are what comes with it. I found that they do make some 10-round magazines for it. I found the best price from Get a Gun like last week, and I bought a few. So far so good, but yeah, when these separate, they're gonna tick me off a little more because they cost more. All right, so we're gonna shut up and shoot and at least show you how quiet it is, because we have a dog right down range. So we'll have to shoot him off, but you know, with a sealed action of a bolt action, it's just it's super sweet and super quiet. All right, Gus, come on, get out of here. Dog, let's go. Come on, Gus, come on. You're gonna get shot someday. Okay. All right, we're gonna run it just about as fast as we can, keeping it on target. I forget, I never mentioned the optics. What we have here, Miopta donated some sweet glass for Marksman Camp. This is the ZD 1x4x22. I actually have the same one on my 3-gun. Actually, this may be my 3-gun scope right here on this one, and my 3-gun rifle, because it has a ballistic reticle. On the inside too, you've got 1, 2, 3 dashes that let you go out to 500 yards. Super fine glass. You have illuminated reticle. It's some of their electronics get a little finicky after a little while. I wouldn't use them in a tactical sense, but shoot for competition and target shooting. It's some excellent images in there. All right, let's just run it on the on target, seeing how fast we can run that oversized bolt. I guess I can't count to 5 one way or the other, but fun stuff right there. We're gonna back up to 50 yards and have some fun with the accuracy. What we have is my favorite accuracy testing target down there. That's that Challenge Targets. Oh, what do they call it? Bullseye target. Yeah. You got like a 1-inch hole. Actually, it's a little less than 1 inch. To send a bullet through, it sends a paddle on the other side. It's like, that's my benchmark test for accuracy for rimfire. Seeing if you can just keep sending them through that hole. Hey, then we're sub 1 inch at whatever distance. We can just call it good. So we are here at 50 yards. I have not even shot around at 50 yards today. So this is a real deal, real world accuracy test with that freshly painted target. Let's do it. Right on the left edge. I'm gonna keep holding dead center. Looks like left edge again, so I'm going to hold right. There it is. Send it back. I'm going to hold right. Yes. Okay, so we're right at an inch with the group, because half of them are in, half of them are out, I guess. But anyway, that is the Savage Mark II. What is it? FVSR. So pretty cool. Just get some extra mags, get a new stock, and you are just good to go. It's far from an entry-level rifle, but it's more of a budget precision rifle. We've enjoyed it. You will too. I guess that's it for now. We're going to keep highlighting the gear that we use at Marksman Camp. If you want to come to Marksman Camp, it's for kids ages 9 to 13, and then we do teens of 14 and up, and now we let parents get involved as well. In the past, we had so many kids who were like, no, parents, y'all just sit and watch. Now, you can come and shoot beside your kid or against if you wish. So, in the meantime, y'all shoot straight. Dustin out.